Nothing since then. So I am on the JF, just so you know, I am on the Prism app. So I have no access to type in chat for commands, for anything, just so you know. The sky is pretty with the breaking clouds. Oh, Anna, thank you very much. Yeah, that's another thing I can't see. I won't be able to see any bits, subs, tips, anything like that, JF, either. So if you can put it in chat, I appreciate it. I'll try to watch. Still have a little bit of a cough. Hey, Brat, good to see you. Well, I'm gonna have to go into my dashboard and disable that. That's over with. There's a lot of cool old houses around the neighborhood here. Yeah, this town was established formally in 1854. It is a mining town, or was a mining town. So the gold rush is what prompted this town to exist. Oma, hey buddy, hey, thank you for the bits. Those did that I can see because it came through in chat. Hello. Sorry, doggy. So this, you know how I like to read things, but this house here, Union Mine boarding house since 1851, now a private residence. Leland Stanford acquired the Union Mine in 1859 for debt. He formed a partnership with R.C. Downs and renamed it the Lincoln Mine. The Lincoln Mine produced $2.2 million in gold, or $2.2 million in gold by 1873. He then sold it to the British syndicate for 800 grand. The first 5-stamp mill was powered by a breast wheel with a wooden shaft and a wooden cams with flumed water from Sutter Creek. R.C. Downs married Rose Williams in Connecticut in 1856. Rose refused to live here and lived in Sacramento for 3 years until the front portion of the house was added. This house they've done a lot of remodeling on as well. So up here is a cemetery in the local Catholic church. A nice big beautiful yard. You can see where they've added on to the house over the years. But some persimmons falling off the tree. It really is, Jeff. I mean, it really is a beautiful town. I mean, there's no real bad spots, I mean, if you will. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that probably needs to be updated because it's 150, 200 years old, or almost 200 years old, yes. But it really is a beautiful place. Not yet. It's. I'm gonna go stand on the bridge here in a minute. I will be right over it looking down. So it's raised up a little bit, but nothing that's of any significance of any sort. Sorry, I still have a little bit of cough from being sick at Christmas. Just glad the rain finally broke. Of course, I was gonna stream earlier, then Frank went live. I'm like, crap. Yeah, well, the nice thing is, I don't know, I may have talked about this before, but I am the highest house on the entire side, east side of the creek. So it'd be really difficult, and the way the geology is on the other side, the terrain, I should say, it'd be very difficult for my house to flood. Doesn't mean it couldn't. The garage could flood. The house is still then sit on top of 3 feet of rock or brick. So it'd have to get really, really high, like 1,000-year flood type stuff to flood my house. Neighbors, on the other hand, wouldn't be that lucky. Jeff, would you add a note in Discord just to remind me to deactivate that automatic thing from the promotion last month, please? Thank you very much. If I would have remembered, I would have done that already, but I forgot all about it. So you can see the creek's not too bad right now. I mean, last January, water was up to the houses, and yes, yes, the normal time, yes. It's risen today for sure. Well, thank you for the resub, Woody. Appreciate it. Too kind, sir. Too kind. So this bridge they actually just redid a couple years ago. I was having lots of issues with well, it wasn't tall enough, but the way it was, I don't know if I can see it from here. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to see it. But the supports were always catching wood and stuff when it did kind of get high water. It caused a lot of flooding. But it is really nice having this in your go through your backyard, because it literally dissects the last 2/3 of my backyard. So I've got a little bit of the property on the other side of this creek at my home. But it's nice to be able to hear the water. In the summertime, it'll get down in the water and cool off, etc. You can see this beautiful sky. With all the rain, things are starting to green. The winter grasses and such. Yeah, the sky is beautiful right now. Just a gorgeous, shine that high so they don't think I'm looking at their house, but the light bouncing off the clouds is pretty darn beautiful. I know it's not coming through as well as it actually looks in real life either. There's actually this area up here is all really old. There's 2 cemeteries up there. Oh yeah, there's so much stuff to photograph here. It's just the history, all the history stuff alone. I mean, some of my other previous streams, I've Let's see, went to Kennedy Tailing Wheels, you know, and kind of talked about some of the mining stuff. Trying to think here. You know, gone to a couple different historical towns. Oh, that's right. You find trucks for Desi. We've got Knight's Foundry here, which is a water-powered foundry. Going back to Gold Rush days. Beautiful house here. We already added a note in Discord for me to go in and turn that off, the timer, Woody, in case you are wondering. There's a pickup truck for you, Desi. Yeah, it's kind of a not quite copper, but not quite tan. Remind me, I can send you the link for that, JF. I thought I did it one time, but maybe not. This house here, they've just recently remodeled. It looks pretty nice. Yeah, it's got a beautiful deck. I can actually see that house from my house, my backyard, but it's got a beautiful deck that extends along the back and overlooks the little creek bottom. So like 2 inches diameter, is that what you mean, Uma, I'm assuming? But if it's still a young tree, I mean, young trees not gonna produce big apples. Takes a while, because my Jonathan tree is probably 15, 18 years old, somewhere in that vicinity. And it's only recently gotten full-size apples, so, just a few years ago. Oh, a dwarf tree too. Okay. So a couple things going on there. Yeah, the Jonathan's be a full-size apple tree, so right now it's got a trunk that's probably 10 inches diameter, if I was to guess. I have it at my mom's house because it's a better climate for the apples there, but it gets the required, for sure, it gets the required number of days of freezing that the apples need in their dormancy. How you doing? But my cherry trees that I have at the house, they're dwarfs. Actually, so is the nectarine and the peach tree. So I was walking a little faster through there because there's people trying to get in and out of their spots. It's one thing about these old towns, they weren't designed for some of the automobiles and vehicles that we have now, I mean, it was all back in the day was horses and wagons. So the little small creek. Rain, how you doing? 12 o'clock. Oh, that one? Yeah, that's two houses there, but they're both of them are fancy. Yeah, Rain, it's good to see you. It's been a while. I said I wasn't streamed, so wanted to take advantage of the break in the rain finally this afternoon and get out. But there's a lot of really cute houses on this street. I mean, this house is nice. This one here is recently redone, so the whole bottom is the garage. Hey, Wendy. Well, thank you, Woody. But the whole bottom of this is a garage. And then they have the living quarters upstairs. Nice little house here. Colors. But yeah, it's a real nice place. Oh, I was wondering where you were. Anna's in Kentucky also. But it's funny because the rest of the country got cold and we warmed up because it had been below freezing here on quite a few days. And then midweek it started warming up. It's kind of nice. But I'd much rather have the rain than the snow, at least for me personally. You talking about that house, Desi? Tina, how you doing? It's great to see you. Winter's still early, Anna. Winter's still early. I'm thrilled to death we haven't had snow because those of you that, a lot of you know that I work in electric utility. So when there's snow, my life gets miserable fast because I work non-stop. Snow is beautiful. It's okay to play in for a minute, but when you live in it and you got to deal with it non-stop, it is a nightmare. Hello, how are you? Good. Look, you little doggy. Hi. Hi. Hi.
Those are handy, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought about getting one.
Have a good afternoon or evening. Yeah, that's the best kind of snow. Come and go. Rain, it really does. It's when you, I was talking to somebody about that the other day. So when you wake up, you know it's snowing. You don't have to open your eyes. You don't have to look out a window. You just know because it's so damn quiet. But there is a sense of peacefulness around it that's unmatched. Try to cross the street without getting killed here. Hopefully I'm not missing things in chat either. Walmart, sorry, I missed your comment. Mostly wood. I mean, there are some brick houses. Most of them are sitting on either a brick or a concrete foundation. But there's not actual, the walls and such are going to be made of wood. And welcome in, by the way. Just going back, make sure I didn't miss anything else. And here's the same creek again. It's a different spot. Several you guys have all seen, well, those of you who've been here before have seen this before. It is. It doesn't help that there's cloud cover either. But I mean, it is, I don't even know what time it is. 5:15, 17:15. But it's nice thing is, days are getting longer every day we go. Yeah, all framed houses, Desi. I mean, there's some exceptions, but I mean, that's 99% of them are all framed wood houses. I mean, a lot of the buildings in town on the main street there that was just on, like, crossed, you know, they're made of brick. But they were a lot of the original wood buildings burnt in some fires. I think we talked about some of those. I know we talked about the ones in Jackson, but there was same thing occurred here when they build them all right up against each other with not even a space. They burn real easy, catch fire real easy, I should say. Creek again. Yeah, a few weeks away. Yeah, right, Jeff. Still got a long ways to go for that, buddy. It is a little bit higher, not by much. Last year, I mean, it was up to this. It was just right below the bottom of this bridge. There's a nice park up this direction here. And this is the pizza place I've mentioned before. Best pizza around. And there's people that come from a long ways just to eat pizza here. So it does in some aspects. So not necessarily the town proper, but the houses that were behind me to the west, last year they all flooded in some degree. I'm, like I mentioned earlier, significantly higher, and the house is another 3 feet above that, sitting on concrete and brick. But the other ones, I mean, they did have, all their bottom floors had water intrusion, some more than others. Yeah, it's hard to beat a good pizza, it really is. But theirs is freaking incredible, it really is. There's some of the shops. There's a little gallery there, and a little Mexican restaurant straight here. Looks at the gallery. It's over here. And some of you that were around for the foot tour in Sutter Creek I did about 2 months ago, I've been on this street. So this is it's a hair salon. An old, not in use anymore, but an old garage and fuel station. So I'm just gonna do a quick loop and then head back, because I suspect at some point it'll be too dark, even though this camera will probably pick up better than I think it will. The truck for you, Desi. So a lot of the houses on this street are a little bit newer than the ones we were showing earlier. There's a few exceptions. I was wanting to go, my original thought for today, I was going to head up the hill, go over the pass in the mountains, and go to the backside of the Sierra Nevadas where I could have good signal, but have good views of the peaks, and all the hills would be covered in snow, as well as even over on the ground over there. But the roads were closed today. It may still be snowing up there right now, actually, but they closed it because, you know, you obviously got to plow, but it's very dangerous going over the passes because there's literally the drop-offs on the sides are, you know, hundreds of feet, if not more. And they're clearing some avalanche risks through the use of propane explosions. But you can definitely tell here this is a much newer, I hesitate to say newer in relationship to the other things. You see how wide this street is. It's massive compared to like the one I'm on or the one I was just walking on when I started the stream. A very tiny elementary school. So that, if you can see back here, Billy, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you, my friend. But that is the old Sutter Creek Elementary. You can kind of see it back behind there. But they've been doing a lot of restoration work on that, trying to restore it and it's making it look quite nice. Turning it into a little bit of a museum, but also a facility where people can have small events there. No, they wouldn't be very large, but kind of see a little better up through the. Hey, Cam. Hey, Jeff, if you give Billy a shout out too, if you could, please. You guys, Billy has a little fun stream. Billy go to. I was in it the other night. Kind of fun. Little music stream. Now I was really digging on the cactus print. That was pretty awesome. Loved it. And some of you may have seen Billy in Mitch's stream, Mitch Brzisi. I've also seen him in Maya's stream a few times as well. I don't think it'll show up, but let me walk this way. Over here is the old powder keg rooms for one of the mines. It has, like all week, Kim. All stinking week. But it was like 36 hours straight. I mean, like not even a 2-second stop. It was just rain, 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 rain. So you can't really see us all. Let's get a little bit dark, but this is the old powder house for the Wild Man mine. It's all made of rock and concrete, really thick. This is where they store the explosives for the old mine, which used to be actually up here, gold mine. So then they have the Mahoney mine up there is up there as well, up on the top. Yeah, I am really glad for a break. It's been depressing, and every time I want to stream, So it makes for a challenge, especially for what I like to do. However, I am working on getting everything set up to stream from the house on PC so that I can, I've got tons of videos from the scuba diving trips, you know, underwater diving, underwater video, pictures. I've also got a bunch of land stuff. I've also taken a couple videos of places I wanted to stream, but there was no signal there. So I went and just recorded things to be able to show at a later date. There is, so the masonry really is cool on that building, Kim, it really is. I mean, there's a lot of that around here where they use, you know, some place in the country they call it field stone, which we don't necessarily have that here. How you doing?
Good.
So the, you know, field stone, they'll make different things, but here, you know, they use local stone, make things, buildings. A lot of the old buildings like that were mine buildings were made of the rock and concrete. So we are back down around to Main Street in town here, Sutter Creek, California. To answer your question, JF, yes. So this direction down there, about 5 miles, is an active underground hard rock mine. And over south of me about, I'm gonna guess about 45 miles, here in the Mother Lode, there is an active gold mine as well. Most of them are all just shut down. A lot of them did not reopen. In World War II, they shut down all the gold mines. They needed the people to work in other things, you know, in the service or to support the war effort. So almost everything was shut down, and they wanted the supplies needed to go towards the war effort. And so they shut everything down and almost none of them reopened. And this is the same street where those of you that joined about 3 weeks ago, we had I guess it would have been 4 weeks ago now, the big light parade here in town, which was a lot of fun. So I'll just head this way since there's plenty of lights. Lights will help with seeing things rather than going down dark streets. It's a little wine tasting bar there. We are loaded with many different wineries in the region. The Shenandoah Valley. I don't know yet, actually. Many different wineries in the Shenandoah Valley here in California, in the Appalachians. Grow a lot of Italian varietals. I've talked about that a little bit before, but those of you just joining, a lot of Italians came over with the gold rush and brought a lot of their vines with them. That is also another wine tasting spot. Scott Harvey Wines, pretty good wines. I have not been in here yet, but this used to be another thing. They basically call it Rhythm and Blues now, but it's this tap house and eatery. But I have not been in this because it's really got that up. If I could time you out, Woody, I would time you out. But I can see they got some music schedule here. Hey, Sue. So they've got this now. So I haven't, like I said, I've not been in there yet since they've redone that. That reopened let's see, right after New Year's, because it wasn't open for New Year's. This is a Greek restaurant that they've recently opened, so I have not been to. Oh, thanks, Kim. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. No obligations to sub or anything like that, but I appreciate when you guys do. Every penny you guys give me literally goes back into the stream. So I actually just got my first payout a few weeks ago. That is going towards microphone and a boom arm so I could stream in the house. We'll have a kind of a set thing there. But we have a lot of bed and breakfasts here as well. So we've got one here, here, and this is another wine tasting here. And they've got olive oils and stuff, such in there as well. Another byproduct of all the Italian migrants we had, which is fantastic. I happen to like the Italian varietals of wine. This shop is actually really fun. It's music boxes and such, but they've got a lot of really cool, you know, it doesn't matter what you're into. If you're into Disney, if you're into, you name it, they've probably got a music box for it, or a snow globe or something along those lines. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, thanks, Billy. Yeah, it was kind of cool to get that. I mean, said I have no intentions of being a, you know, big streamer or anything like that, but I do like to share what I see around, or share what let me start over. Share what is around me with everybody. I kind of impromptu streamed when I was in Honduras in, when was it? September, end of September. Just riding around the dive boat. Thought I'd show what I was seeing with the shoreline and such. And then it kind of blossomed into other things. Tina, thank you for the bits. Yeah, Sundays, well, Sundays, everything's open, but I mean, you could see once it's dark here, it's like a ghost town. So tomorrow will probably be a lot of people here in town because it is a 3-day holiday. We have a holiday for Martin Luther King Jr., but the very, very reliant on tourism. COVID killed a lot of stuff here. A lot of really cool stuff, unfortunately. That'll never come back. I didn't see who you gifted, Anna, but thank you. Like I said, with the Prism app, I can't see a lot of stuff that I would be able to see if I was on Twitch mobile. 5 subs, thank you. That's incredible. Thank you very much. Very appreciated. Sorry, I was going back reading chat so I could see. It's hard to just read chat and walk. So I don't want to trip. These, you can see what I kind of went through here. So I got a little change in elevation here, change in elevation there, and there. So I've been kind of watching where I've been walking. Eating concrete on stream is probably not a good idea. Another one of our little restaurants here. Truck pulling snowmobiles or snow machines. Depending on where you are, it depends on what you call them. Just trying to walk down here and get where I can, out of these front of these shops, just sit and have some light and talk. I have a lot of different antique shops and such here, which always have a big draw. Actually, quite a lot of little fun shops here in town. All right, let me get up. Now I can see what's going on. Adson, thank you for the resub. Not really. You asked about, is the local government help with some of the stuff during COVID? The answer is no. I mean, I live in the whole county I live in. Those of you in the U.S., I mean, will kind of understand this, but the county I live in has got about 30,000 people in total. 30,000 for the entire county. So there's not much. It's not like they're flushing cash. Yes, exactly, Sue. She sold the mistletoe right here. I've given up on trying to tell you to go to bed, Edson. You don't listen anyways. Kind of like Woody. And that's the place over here. It has the sparkling wine bar, or sparkling wine that has all the bubbles. Yeah, he is young. He's younger than, I mean, I know he's definitely younger than I am by 10 years, so. Let me flip this around here. There we go. Don't have to worry so much about the lights. I know you can see me. Yeah, it really is, Kim. I mean, you can go, you come here and you go wine tasting, check out some local history, which there's tons and tons. I mean, you have all the gold mines. All the history here is centered around the gold rush. Nim, good to see you, my friend. Yeah, there's a lot of brickwork and stuff, and then they made this stonework here. Let me redo this here. Here, when they redid this bridge also a few years ago, they made a nice stonework there that you can kind of see. Sorry, with that light, easier to see possibly. Get back on the front camera there. So I don't have to worry about, like, the darkness and having these other lights blind you guys. I don't think so, Woody. That's about as likely as me singing. Not gonna happen. Get a Billy sing to us. Billy sings. You can't even see hardly the water down there anymore. No singing, Tina. It's not a music stream. Not a music stream. Hey, did you ever get your... So Andy was on vacation, that's why we didn't see him. But did you ever get your issue resolved with Twitch? What do you mean not yet? I know Woody's gonna try getting you to sing sometime. That's not on the cards. In the cards. At least not my intention. Yeah, you're always talking about singing during streams, Anna. How you're singing along to whatever people are playing. Yeah, it'd have to be a lot. It would have to be a lot, Jeff. I cannot sing. Like $20,000. Yeah, I'd probably sing for $20,000. Yeah, that was really strange, Tina. I still don't know about that. And I don't know that Oak never told me if he got a response. He said he was going to let me know if he did, just so I knew for mod reasons if the potential somebody ever brought it to my attention. Whose voice, Jeff? Anna's? I've heard you sing, Edson, yeah. Yes, some of us have heard him sing. Not on stream, but he has sung. Yes, that is Main Street, Sue. Main Street, Sutter Creek. Which surprisingly is actually fairly wide compared to some other things here. Retraining it. You said retaining it. I was lost there for a second. But yes, that is the main street. To my south is where you basically come into town. To the north doesn't really go much except for to the next, but kind of to all the little other side streets. You'll have to ask Gadsden there, buddy. It's Cam, it's probably about 40 degrees right now. I mean, it's not that cold. Like I said, it warmed up a lot. It is right now. Surprisingly, there's actually a lot of traffic. Well, it's probably some of the shops. What time is it? 5:41, 17:41. So some of the shops probably recently closed up. Employees leaving, and things like that. So that's why there's going to be some traffic there, or people. I mean, there's the hotel there, Hotel Sutter. It's an actual hotel or some bed and breakfast. It's possible people are leaving, go to dinner. Yeah, 1:41 a.m. Go to sleep, buddy. Go to sleep. Exactly, JF. Go to sleep. Not you, but Woody. You know, he doesn't have a request for clothes in his stream there, Woody, so maybe that's possible. Girl Without Tattoo and I were trying to talk him into singing during streams. Yes, my requests are definitely closed. Let me spin this around real quick. Just for a second, I'm going to grab my water. This gimbal was one of the best things I could have bought. That was definitely clutch. Hey, brother. Yeah, all of you that, what, 3 of you now from UK that are in stream. Desi, how do you get up? Is it up? You just have like vacation time, or is it like bank holidays, or, well, it's not bank holidays, I don't think. I think Gadsden said he had to get up and go to work. Yeah, rain finally let up, thank goodness. There you go, Dizzy. It's nice because I was waiting for it. It broke right before Frank went on stream. I was going to stream right then I was, when Sammy streamed, then all of a sudden he went live. I'm like, crud. I was in such a rush to get out of Frank's stream and get going that I wanted to. I just grabbed a plastic bottle of water, which I normally do not do. I do not like. Gotcha, Desi. Yeah, it was, I'm gonna have to remind him, I have to send him that screenshot that he said he'd stay out of my way, or to remind him. I don't know how far it'll go, but we'll see. But it was a good stream. It was a lot of fun. I'm glad I hung around for it. But then again, I mean, I can't always not stream just because he is streaming. I mean, I know a lot of you guys are in there and you don't ever have to feel obligated to leave his stream if I do. I appreciate it when you do, but you definitely don't have to do it. I did decide today I'm going to send some haircut gift cards to Frank, to his P.O. box. Not that I have much room to talk. My hair's getting long. Cam, thank you for the bits. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Hannah. But yeah, Frank is Frank is the glue that's tied a lot, that holds a lot of us together. Nim. But what was I saying? Oh, I mean, I came to Twitch because of Frank. A lot of people did, and then that's where I know most people from his Discord, to Discord. you know, we're definitely a family, so understand that. And it's hard to say, hey, leave Frank to come over see me. I would never ask that. So are you talking about me, Kim? About the beard? I just trimmed it, actually. But my daughter is not a fan of it. But she's actually never seen me without a mustache or the goatee or anything like that. But I literally just trimmed this all down real short. That's shadows. This is the same length as that. I don't know why it looks different. Really, what, Woody? Yeah, we are, Billy. Most of us are. There's a few exceptions here, although some of them, I think, I don't know if there's anybody in stream that, I mean, there might be. Since I'm on Prism, I can't see who the viewers are, but almost all of us are. You know, some of us obviously are, you know, I know Woody's been in Mitch's stream. I've been in Mitch's stream, obviously, as you know, and a few other people here. If you see that, because the wind's died down enough that it's not blowing away my breath. Yeah, very new, Anna. Yeah, it's funny, when I did not realize that I already told you to go check him out. Fork yells at you for what? To tell you to get in Frank's stream? Yes, that was the 500K YouTube subscriber night. That was actually my first night in Mitch's, when Frank raided Mitch. Actually, why don't you, one of you, why don't you guys give Mitch a shout out, if you don't mind, please. That way, if anybody else doesn't know, but he is just a fantastic man, great drummer. Really, really good guy. He's an Australian, or in Australia, although I've maybe heard some of the rumors. But Billy, where is he in Australia? I don't remember. Yeah, thanks to you. What, Sydney? Okay, yeah, I can remember where he was exactly. I was thinking it was Sydney, but then I was thinking maybe it was Perth. I knew it wasn't Adelaide, because I remember him talking about going to Adelaide for shows. Yeah, they are, Jeff. So if you're on Twitch mobile, it's just the / shout out Mitch Bruzisi. And just so you guys know too, those of you that are on mobile, you can, if you click the mods, if you click on somebody's name, if you scroll down while you're on the mobile, there's actually a spot in there, if they're in stream, there's a little button right there that you said, just click, it says shout out, and it actually gives them a shout out, just so you know. It might be Sue, it does sound Italian. It's hard to say, but he's really cool. I don't know, Kim. It depends on how they did the shout out. If they did the / shout out, it should work where it doesn't kick you out. If they do like a exclamation SO, it would kick you out of the stream. Then you have to go back. Jeff, I can always help you with that later too. And what phone are you on? Are you, well, it shouldn't matter either way, but the mod commands will work on phone, mobile, or desktop. It doesn't really matter. You know, the / commands. But definitely give Mitch a shout out if you like drums. He just plays a really fantastic playlist, and another really fantastic community as well. Okay, Jeff, no problem. But like I said, definitely worth checking out if you ever do. But like I said, that was definitely a fun night. Yeah, Starfade, you definitely know you're in there a lot. Huh, that's really weird, Jeff. And you're in mod view? A little strange. That's not working for you on the phone. That's all right. JF needs a shout out. Probably rickroll you anyways. No, someone told me on the Samsung there, or on the non-iPhones, there is a mod view. Yes. You still gotta click the sword. Yeah. Rickrolls every stream, guaranteed. But yeah, hopefully everybody's had a great holiday recently, through Christmas and New Year's. I haven't talked to any of you guys really since then, except for in Discord, a few of you. And obviously I was in Billy's stream the other night, and I'm trying to look here, and it says he's here. Where's the nickname? The Italian Stallions, all his name the same. Huh, interesting, Sue. Yeah, you shouldn't have to do that, JF. I'm not sure what's going on with that, so that's odd, but I'm not. No, he usually streams once or twice a week, Kim. But he also has a second channel, which I won't go to that now, but he does some DJ stuff on that one as well. And once in a while, he'll go on and game as well. So he kind of does a little bit of. But his streams are a lot of fun. Problem with that is because the time zone. Yeah, last thing for gold. Hit the time zones make it hard for me because a lot of you guys know that I usually get up about 3:30 in the morning, and he usually doesn't start. Most of the time, he's not starting until like 9 o'clock at night. Huh. Uma, shout me out. Hey, Loyalty. Hope you're doing well. Well, especially I'm glad to hear that your dad's doing better. So, like I said, we'll keep him in thoughts and prayers. I appreciate you popping in. He does, Billy. And some of those people, I don't know how Raven is in there as long as she is. I mean, because she's 3 hours ahead of me. I mean, I try to get in when I can. A lot of times I lurk because, I mean, it's easier to lurk and just kind of lay in bed and listen. Yeah, sorry, Fade. It's true. But there are some nights where I am in there pretty late. It's just hard when he's on so late and you got to get up at 3:30. It's like by 10 o'clock at night, I'm usually struggling. 10:30, I get real tired. Is she Atlantic? I thought she was Eastern. Have to be a very, very small sliver of Canada to be Atlantic. I think she's 3, but it doesn't matter. Either way. Oh, she is. Okay, yeah, 4 hours. That's even crazier. Yeah, all the mods are really, really, really great mods. Oh, Maritime. Okay, I didn't know that. Cam, have a good night, buddy. And I'm assuming you have tomorrow off, the holiday. So enjoy it. Yeah, it's really crazy that she's in there all. But I mean, all of his mods are really good mods. So the Hedgehog's great. Right Said Ted, a lot of you guys know from Ordos. Hey, Scat, good to see you, buddy. Brat was in here lurking earlier. I don't know if she's still around, but she was here. Oh, that'd be nice, Kim. Enjoy your breakfast tomorrow. Roro and the real Eat My Pixie Dust. You know, some of you guys know her from not only Mitch's stream, but she's also in Frank's streams quite frequently. Hedgehog is too. Obviously, time zone issues. But Roro is in California as well. But she streams as well. She does some real relaxing. I go in there and lurk sometimes, but they're. I found her about 2 or 3 weeks ago. But she does a little crafting and stuff like that. Makes stationery. Very, very, very creative. So Scat, how cold is it up in Alberta tonight where you are? We know Sorrowfade probably has the lead here on cold. Saskatchewan. Although Billy, it's probably, I don't know where in New York you are, but it's probably pretty cold there too, I would assume. Ooh, -50 yesterday. Jesus Christ, that's cold. Excuse my language there. Yeah, coldest I've been in is about -23 Fahrenheit. I don't know what the conversion is of that top of my head. I'm just trying to think if I can figure it out, but I'm not going to try. Math is hard. Alberta gets pretty cold. I mean, Alberta and because you're down kind of in the plains of Alberta, right? I think you said you were south of Edmonton, right? No, that's not very cold, not compared to you. Yeah, it's pretty chilly. When I go to, the coldest I've been into in Vermilion, when I was there, which is east of Edmonton, about an hour. I usually go there in October. One time we were there, it was negative, I want to say -13 Celsius, excuse me, when I was there. That took me 2 days to get out of that damn airport at Nisku, Edmonton. It was so much snow and ice, they couldn't get the runways cleared, everything like that. So I was 2 days delayed. So I stayed in a little town of Nisku, which is a real tiny little hodunk, nothing. Just basically some hotels and a few restaurants and a truck stop. You know, stuff close to the airport, and it was miserable sitting in a hotel that long. Nothing to do. Yeah, I've been to Calgary, and good Lord. I'm trying to think, 40 years? I mean, it's been a long time. I was little. Yeah, it's because it's mirrored. It's the way it's going. That's correct. It's backwards. Wolfie, good to see you, buddy. Yeah, it's not a mirrorless camera, so it's just taking a complete flip backwards. That's why it's backwards too. Thanks, buddy. I'm glad you popped in here. Cars on the wrong side of the road. We're talking about Britain, UK? Actually, I can't believe how many cars there are here in town. Flip this around for a second again. Yeah, it should be right. But when I had, like I said, when I flip it around the other way, it flips it. Yeah, that's where mirrorless cameras come into effect. Someday, if I get become successful for some reason streaming, definitely look at some mirrorless cameras. That's a long ways off. Sorry for spinning you guys around real quick. Makes it look the correct way for us when you have it the other way. Yeah, sure it does, Edson. There's actually a lot of cars. There's a lot more cars. Oh, you know what? They're probably coming down to the restaurants. There are several restaurants here that are open. So the hotel's open. It's got a wonderful restaurant. Oh, yeah, you're probably right, Woody. I guess they would drive like that down there. I didn't even think about that. All over the Caribbean, obviously, in the old British Empire Isles, they're all islands are all drive on the wrong side of the road for me as well. But I have driven that way. I remember when I went to Winchester, just out of high school, Winchester, UK, England. Buddy goes, "You want to drive?" I'm like, "I'll try driving." Boy, that was tough getting used to. I think the hardest part, I have no problem driving a stick shift, but his BMW was a stick shift, and then being on my left side, holy smokes, that was tough. Yeah, I don't know about the country of India. That's a good question, because they're obviously have the influence. I don't know. I'll have to look that up later. Steve, great to see you, my friend. If you guys give Steve Forward a shout out, an amazing musician here on Twitch, recently became partner. Let me flip this back around. I'm trying to move this so I can see what you're saying, Woody. I find a stick shift and sitting left. Yeah, it was definitely tough, Woody, because I was not used to driving that way. I got used to the driving on the other side of the road, no problem. But like I said, it was all I could do to make that car move, not grind gears, because trying to control that stick shift with my left hand was very difficult. Let me spin this gimbal back around. Well, it depends on where you are in the Caribbean, because not all the. So some islands are that way, that were under the British influence, and then others are not. Yeah, we see your face all the time, Steve. Yeah, definitely go check out Steve, guys. If you're in here and you haven't checked out Steve, you need to. He's really phenomenal. A lot of fun. Yeah, I think you're right about that, about Anna. I don't know if I'd want to. I've been in some. He really is amazing guitars. Even in the Caribbean, there's some times where I just close my eyes and just for a second and just let them get through it. I mean, they do fine, but it's crazy. Yeah, I can drive stick shift just fine. Like I said, but it's that whole, when I was in England, try and use it with my left hand. God, that was hard. That was the toughest thing, one of the toughest things I've ever done. I've got because the chat's transparent on here, there's no background to it, so it's what the screen is, what's on the screen is what I have for a background, so I'm trying to get it in a spot where I could see chat. There we go. I find it natural to left-hand shift here. Yeah, I've not been to Korea. The only, I guess the only Asian country I've been to, well, I guess I've been to two of them technically. When I was in very eastern Russia, in Irkutsk, And I mean, technically that'd be Asia. Then I was in Mongolia. That was obviously Asia. And I do not remember how we drove in Mongolia, but it wasn't on the wrong side of the road, or the opposite side. I shouldn't say wrong, because there's no right or wrong. Okay, we're on the right. Oh, Jeff, that's cool. A lot of people also drive, because the postal carriers here, their vehicles are backwards, obviously, so they can deliver mailbox, get to the mailboxes just fine. So they can pull right up and they reach out through the window and put the mail in. So they have backwards as well, to conventional. Yeah, I drive automatic now, but I can still drive a stick just fine. I drove it for many, many, many years. I had several vehicles that were. Just the amount of traffic here is crazy. A lot more than I thought there'd be for a Sunday night. But like I said, it is a 3-day weekend. Oh, I did find, I don't know if this lady will come through. Probably not. It's in my yard. So most of you know that I live in a spot which got some history. It used to be an old mining camp and whatnot, but the house was built in 1900. But I did find that shown up there. So this button in the yard today, but it's actually made of porcelain. I've never had I thought it was something else, but it's actually porcelain. Yeah, just a 4-hole button, so it's not super old, but it's porcelain. Chickens actually scratched it up in the yard. I mean, metal detecting, I've got a lot of old buttons and such, Tombacks and, sorry, someone had a flashlight over there walking across the bridge, other bridge. Yeah, the porcelain part is very unusual. I've never seen a porcelain button. That's why I kept it. So I was going to try to research. I think I could probably figure it out. So I've got a lot of, because of the metal detecting background, the stuff I do with that, I've got a lot of references, resource materials I can use to try to track it down. No, it's not bone. And I don't think it'd be a 4-hole button if it was either. So, I mean, it might be, but it's porcelain. So I've never, ever found, I've got some bone buttons, but this is not bone. Yeah, I've got a lot of, I do have a dandy button I found. So dandy buttons are pretty darn big, but they're like colonial era buttons, and usually with just the one loop in the back. I don't know, do they have 4-hole buttons? I mean, no, but seriously, you joke, Woody, but there was a heavy amount of Chinese here with the mining, so it's very possible. Could be, I don't know, but I'll look it up and see. It just was very odd. That's why it's in my pocket, because I grabbed it. Instead of throwing it in the trash, I wanted to save it and look it up. But yeah, metal detecting, you find a lot of cool stuff, but the old dandy buttons are really cool. They used to be on the your fancier clothing, if you will. Like I say, really large buttons. Well, it wasn't out of the realm. I mean, like I said, because there's a lot of, in the area here, there's a lot of, obviously, Italians, which I talked about from the mining, that came over in the gold rush and after trying to seek jobs. A lot of Serbians. There's a huge Serb population. We talked about that, I think it was in the Jackson stream, when I showed the stream, or the St. Sava church. I just went blank for some reason. I apologize. That I still want to get in there and see the frescoes that are in there. I've not seen the guy I know that is part of that church, and that was the first Serbian Orthodox church that was built in the West, if I remember right. I remember when I was reading it, I was trying to remember what it said, but definitely in the U.S. I think in the West, 18 something. Yeah, I do a lot of metal detecting, Anna. It's there's growing up where I have. There's just so much history and stuff like that. But I started off with prospecting, with gold panning, sluice boxes. I've even done a lot of dredging, gold dredging, things like that. Then ventured into metal detecting. I actually have a friend, several friends. One of them actually started the channel, but oh, that's awesome, Anna. They started a metal detecting YouTube channel, and it's actually, I think he's at 137,000 right now. Quite popular YouTube channel that's growing nonstop. But 4 guys started it. 3 of them I know, kind of know through some other things. Then through the channel, we've all gotten kind of a lot closer, and through some other things over the years now. But just really fun channel. But they're in Sue's neck of the woods. They're up in Maryland, but they do a lot of stuff in Maryland and the surrounding states. Find a lot of colonial things. Where my dad is in Missouri, I have metal detected around there a lot. I've not found anything cool yet. I know there's stuff to be found. I just haven't found it. But here, I've found so many things for related to the gold rush. You know, shovels, old shovels, picks, chisels, just you name it. A lot of things like that. So it's cool. And more horseshoes than I can take a stick at. Actually, this building right here. Let me put this around. Dang it. So this building here, once upon a time, was actually a livery stables, and so this creek is just loaded with horseshoes. So I don't know if they used to just take the old ones, which surprises me that they wouldn't just give them back to a blacksmith to redo something with. But there are so many horseshoes in the creek, it's insane. But from the creek in my backyard, I've probably got, oh good Lord, 50 different horseshoes of different things. But like that's what that was, well, prior to that building. But that's where the location was. Then just upstream from here is Knight's Foundry, which is the hydro-powered foundry. And there is so much metal and iron in the creeks because of that too. So it blows me away how much stuff there is actually. So I do get in the creek a lot in the summer times when it's warm, and what's called sniping. And I think I talked about that. When did we talk about that? Oh, that was on the Kennedy Tailing Wheels stream. But you're basically with the mask, snorkel on, and you're fanning like this. You're fanning the bottom, letting the current wash away the material. You're lightly doing it. And gold, being as heavy as it is, sits there, so it doesn't really move very much. I mean, small. We call flour gold, which is like a speck. It can kind of move a little bit, but it doesn't move very much. And you find gold. But in the process of doing that, which I do in the creeks here a lot, you find so much old stuff, old artifacts, more square nails than I know what to do with, horseshoes. That's actually how I found the cannonball. And I kind of talked about that previously. You might be wondering how I found a cannonball here, but so the Union soldiers were in this area during World War II, during the Civil War, protecting some of the mines, because the mines were obviously a source of income for the Union. And so there were quite a few soldiers stationed here. And then also in the town of Volcano, they had which I need to go up there and stream. I need to go see if there's actually cell service in that. If not, I'll video it. But there was a cannon in town. The cannon they called Old Abe. But what they used to do is they would, in Main Street, they would actually, Union soldiers would shoot that cannon down every day. They would shoot that cannon once a day down Main Street. And they were doing that to make sure any Confederate sympathizers knew that there was a big presence there, not to screw around, because Volcano was a big mining town. There was a lot of Civil War Union soldier presence there. So, but that's how I found that. But I've also found tons of other things, trade tokens, which I've talked about here before. Many different things. So, old coins. I'm trying to think. Lots of old, different colored glass and bottles. It's amazing. What always amazes me too is how you can find a bottle in the bottom of a creek bed that's all rocks, and it not be shattered. It still blows me away. Homa, take care, buddy. Thank you very much for stopping by, and thank you again earlier for the bits. I really appreciate that. You have a good night. So it's a lot of fun, the sniping, stuff like that. Actually, that might be something, theoretically, that's actually streamable. So I should figure that out. I might be able to stream that. I think I can do that with my GoPro. Actually, this phone's waterproof. I don't know if it'd lose the signal though. I might have to do some experimentation. You find a lot of cool things underwater. Where I like finding you find a lot of Indian head cents in the creeks here, silver dimes, other old coins, which is kind of cool. But the artifacts are the fun things. I like finding artifacts because the artifacts tell a story, especially when they have dates on them or when they have a name on them. Of something like the yes, Woody, you should. Thank you for stopping in, buddy. I really appreciate it. You didn't have to, but I appreciate you doing it. I bet it's late there. I mean, it's turn that right side up. I can see. Yeah, 2:17 in the morning. No, but the creek gets kind of warm. I mean, the summertime. Summertime actually gets real warm because it's not moving a lot, and this sun bakes it. It gets very, very toasty. But the spring, I usually start going in the water about May, sometimes June, depending on how cold the outside is. Because you also need enough current that it washes away the silt. Because otherwise, you just do that, and it's a big cloudy mess. So in the summertime, though, there's not much current. But I definitely need to experiment with that. I think that's streamable. I really do. Yeah, I almost guarantee I can stream that somehow. Wouldn't be able to interact with chat, but I could at least do that and at least show you an example of what I'm talking about. I think that would work. Or I could film it and just show it on when I get that might be easier. Just film it underwater with a GoPro, a whole bunch of it, and then show it on in the house, streaming from the PC. I think that'd be a lot easier. Man, I can't believe how pleasant it is out here tonight. It's actually been so cold lately. I know the rest of you guys are sitting here thinking I'm crazy, but except Nim, who's sitting down there in the summertime. Yep, when I get set up. I'm gonna try to order that microphone, I think, tomorrow. And then I'm gonna have to, like I said, put a piece of plywood down on top of the desk that I have because it's got nowhere to clamp. So I think if I put a piece of plywood down with a lip around the edge of it, enough for a clamp to work, the boom would still work. Still no snow, scat. That's right, and I'm perfectly fine with that. It snowed just up from me a little bit in elevation. When I say up, because I'm in the mountains, so it's like certain elevations, up your higher elevation. But there's still no snow for you. But about not even a 10-minute drive is where the snow line has been the last few storms. Although this storm here was a little bit warmer, so it was actually up quite a bit. Snow level for this storm we've had the last 48 hours or so. Yeah, that's what I thought, Scott. That's what I thought you were saying the other day, because we were talking about that in one of the streams. I don't even remember which one. But I'm perfectly okay with that. Usually we don't get a lot of snow right here where I'm at, exactly. I'm sitting here holding this, and I realize it's got a tripod. Just adjusting this. Is that because you're so close to the coast, Edson? You think? Whole microclimate? But the, like I said, the snow is beautiful. It's great to look at, but it just means work for me with the work. I mean, last year when we had all those snowstorms, in January I worked, I think I want to say 27 days in a row, starting the day after Christmas. Not this year, the year before last. And then, that's weird, Edson. Maybe just enough warming from roads and stuff. I mean, I don't know. I mean, obviously there's probably a reason. Something caused a little microclimate there. But then the storm that started about President's Day, mid-February, third Monday of, give or take, of February last year, I ended up working 32 days in a row because of all the damn snow. That's some. Yeah, the El Nino is so it's kind of a weird spot for us. We should have a lot more rain, Jeff, but less snow because it's a little bit warmer. Yeah, so it's been kind of a interesting year. We'll see how it plays out. You know, if we get I'm just really hoping we don't have a lot of snow. Yeah, we knew what you meant, Jeff. You're already craving summer. You've had a few days of snow and you're over it already. We know. Yeah, I'll end the stream here shortly, but we'll I already streamed longer than I was anticipating. Hey, Nerf Nerd, good to see you. Well, it was kind of I don't want to say impromptu. I was kind of thinking about doing it, but I was watching. I had to wait for the weather to break because if you're when you're streaming outside, and I did a walk around town, not in the main street, but just some neighborhoods and the creeks here earlier. Then it got dark, so I kind of got over here by off Main Street where there's some lights. But I appreciate you popping in there regardless, buddy. I don't know what I was going to say now. I apologize. Yeah, it's the same thing, Scat. It just has not really showed up this year at all. Definitely not the quantities. Even up high, it's just don't have the quantities. I mean, hell, last year in February, we had 20-something feet, snowpack. We're probably lucky if we have 6 feet of snowpack right now. Oh, we might have more than that now. It stormed, but hardly any snowpack. And the snowpack's critical for the way things work in California because all that water comes down, feeds all the reservoirs. So, yeah, last year was just insane. I mean, I'd never worked so much in the first 3 months of a year in my life. I mean, I worked so much, it was ridiculous. Like I said, I'm still burned out on snow. Yeah, like I said, that's just a bad thing about being a utility business. When there's real bad storms like that, knocks out power. And you gotta get people's lights back on. But same thing with wind and things like that. But snow is the worst. Yeah, it's been a mix here, Adson, of heavy rain and light rain. I mean, it gets little spurts, but mostly it's been light to medium, if you will. But it's just been steady. Steady, just non-stop rain. We'll wrap this up here shortly. Let me pull this up here. I want to take a look and see who's going. See where this thing's on. Trying to bring up. I have another phone with me, my work phone with me. I'm just gonna try to pull up Twitch, if it'll let me pull up Twitch on here. Sometimes really funky. It really gets really weird with the phones. Yeah, reservoirs. Well, the reservoirs are still super full from last year in comparison, but yeah, it's not coming up. But it's going to be, but it's critical because they let that water out to get down into. Some snowpack. Yeah, but last year everything was overflowing here, Scat. I mean, we had so much flooding. It was crazy. I mean, intense flooding. There's so much snow. I mean, there's so much snow that never even melted this year. The crazy amounts of snow that never melted. Then it starts snowing again. Oh, awesome. Thanks, Nerf Nerd. I appreciate it. Appreciate it, buddy. Always appreciate those of you guys that pop in the Discord. I mean, it's growing. I mean, so on my phone I can't look and see all that stuff, but as I'm streaming, but slowly growing. I think there's 52 or 3 of you in there now, so I appreciate each and every one of you that are in there. Yeah, and I do have an Instagram account and a Threads account for now, and I do have 2 YouTube channels. I've been posting the VODs on YouTube, on the VOD channel. I also will be putting I have some of the diving videos and stuff on there on my regular YouTube channel and a couple of the things, but I have so much footage I need to find time to first edit. It's like a double edit. You have to edit the raw video or pictures to compensate for different things like the lack of light underwater, and you lose colors and different things like that. So you kind of clean those up, then you got to go in and then edit your videos like you do any other normal editing. So it's like a double whammy. Big challenge. So a lot of stuff to do that. Thank you, Sue. Appreciate all of you guys, actually. Every one of you that's in here all the time, just hanging out, is appreciated. I'm trying to think who we've rated before. I think we've rated Calvin before. I don't know if we've rated Gabe Studio or not, but either one of those would work. You choose, but either way, and I won't be able to see exactly when you go, so maybe you could someone could put down like, you know, like a 5 seconds, 10 seconds or whatever, something like that, just so I know. Because like I said, on this Prism app, I can't see that countdown, so I don't have no idea when you guys go. So then I'll end the stream from there. Then I'll probably raid and run so I can actually head home, walk in the dark. But then I'll try to pick up Gabe. Are you going to Gabe or Calvin? So I know where we're going. But if you guys can copy the raid calls and paste them in there, I really appreciate it. Okay, that sounds good. And that way I know where to go when I get back to the house. So just let them know that I'm heading home, that I should be back to the house within a few minutes. He's all over the place, Sue. I mean, it may not be for a long time, but he gives enough shout-out stuff. You know, we go show him some love. Those of you that haven't been there before, the Gabe Studio, really an awesome guy. Gabriel, another drummer. And just a really, really solid guy. A friend of Marcelo's, Team Vamu, you know, Tangerine Club, that whole branch of people. So if you've never been to the Gabe Studio, Gabe is really cool. He really is. So a lot of fun. Another great streamer. So definitely rain. And I still, one of these days, we'll still circle back to that. Thanks, Edson. I remember we talked about, like you mentioned on my chatting stream at the hotel, about paranormal discussions and things like that. That's actually in my list of things to circle back to one of these days. So, you know, grab a raid call, everybody. I appreciate it. Paste those raid calls, and if you just let Gabe know that I'll be there shortly. So, but it was fun. Thank you all. I appreciate it. Those of you that gifted or gave bits, whatnot, I appreciate you. Like I said, 100% of that is going to go back into the stream. I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing this, you know, just to share things and have a good time. And we'll be going. I saw that, and I did see that. So I was going to sub it, but I can't do that from this app. So just copy the regular raid call, guys, and we'll go from there. So if you just copy it, it's just going to paste it that way. Well, if you're a sub, it should work. It doesn't matter. You know, thank you all. Appreciate it. And have a good evening and or morning. Nim, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. All of you that have been here, stopped in. So we're just gonna let this go down. 6. Thanks, JF. Thanks, Adson. Appreciate the mods. Mod love. Sorrow Fade. appreciate you all. I'll catch you in this out here in just a second, just to make sure it did get everywhere it went, and then I'll catch you at when I get back to the house.